All right, everybody, welcome to week number 8. That is right, week number 8, the final week of your 9449 class, which is your business reference class slash services to small businesses and entrepreneurs and so forth and so on. I, as always, am your professor, Dr. Chase K. Austin, and this wrap-up video is going to include me saying thank y'all to you all for taking my course, as well as a few other pieces of information. And we are also going to look at two business librarian job ads. The reason I wanted to do that, and so this will be a little longer than some of the other videos in this class. It may be maybe a 30-minute video, but the reason I wanted to do this looking at the job ad was so that I could basically just editorialize as I was talking about the job ads. We will have one public and one academic job ad. As always, by the way, you can speed me up. I don't know how slowly I'm going to be talking tonight, but you can speed this up, and I showed you how that first week. But anyway, let's first get into some housekeeping. I will have your grades, of course, turned in at the deadline of turning them in, which is August the 4th. So that will be come August 5th, which will be next, actually it might be August the 3rd, but come August 5th for sure, which is a week from this coming Thursday, your grades will be posted. And so just know that it's coming, it's happening. I do believe that everybody is passing right now, and I think everyone's done well enough to where they will pass no matter what happens with the final. That doesn't mean to slack off on the final, though. Yeah, everybody should be fine. Everybody should pass. Hopefully, I will have everybody can actually still get an A in the class. And so I'm hoping everybody does. I would prefer to just go down that list and go A, and then be done with my day. So we'll see how that all works out. But yes, so keep working on those finals. I have 2 currently. Hopefully I'll have the remaining ones very soon. Also, please continue to, if you haven't already done so, please go ahead and also do your discussion board post for the final week. Also do your you do have kind of a wrap-up little quiz for the final week, which most of you have already done that as well. And then there is for the semester, there was that Stomper assignment, and most of you have done that, but not quite everyone. I'd say a little bit over half of you. So go ahead and get that turned in as well, and then we will be good to go. So that's the bit of housekeeping that I wanted to do. The next thing I want to do, is just look at these job ads, and I'm going to editorialize a little bit as I'm looking at them. But I want you all to kind of have a sense of what some of these employers are going to be looking for. So I'm going to make me small here, which we've already done. So this is a reference and instruction librarian for, is it Loyola? I always have problems pronouncing that. Loyola Marymount University, which is in California. This was actually just posted today, which was July the 26th. So that's interesting. But yeah, so I guess if you are graduating, this might be a job that you can hit up. But so I wanted to just, again, go through this very quickly and give you all a good little sense of what academic employers may be looking for with their business librarians. So the reference and instruction librarian for business provides high-quality reference, instruction, collection, development, and outreach services to the Loyola Marymount community, with particular emphasis on the College of Business Administration. This position reports to the head of reference and instruction services. So yeah, for one thing, yes, your business librarians and academic libraries tend to be housed in public services and report to whoever is in charge of public services. And public services is called different things depending on what library you go to. At LMU, it looks like it's referred to as Head of Reference and Instruction Services, which that would be part of public services, the other part, of course, being circulation at most libraries. Position-specific responsibilities and accountabilities. So serving as the lead provider of library instruction to undergraduate and graduate students at the College of Business Administration. Now, a lot of times you will, even if you're the lead instructor, the other librarians will instruct in business, finance, economics as necessary. So you may be the lead instructor, and you can see that this description is clearly saying lead provider, but you will probably also have some backup. Some of your coworkers should have at least a little bit of business competence. Provide reference and technology support in person and via chat, phone, and virtual reference, including some evening and weekend hours. That's pretty typical of librarian jobs these days, academic and public. Work with the head of collection development to evaluate collections and make purchasing decisions. Not every business librarian makes the purchasing decisions for their area. Sometimes you will have librarians who are the collection development librarian who make the purchasing decisions throughout, but I don't like that model. I prefer the model of allowing people to make purchases for their discipline. Serve as library liaison to academic departments in the College of Business Administration. Pretty typical again. Create web-based materials in support of library instruction and reference, such as tutorials or subject-specific research guides. So yeah, you all probably did a LibGuide assignment in 7314. If you've taken 7314, which I'm sure most of you have. And so that would be something that you'd be expected to do as a business librarian, and you would also be expected to, and I like to, because I'm not tech savvy, but I can make tutorials with Screencast-O-Matic, which is what I use to record these lectures. So there is a way. Don't let the create tutorials on the web thing freak you out. Sometimes it's just as simple as making a video. Serve as the lead provider of the library orientation initiatives to undergraduate and graduate students in the College of Business Admin. In order to meet expectations for moving through the LMU Librarians Promotion Plan, you will engage in service with the library campus and the profession through committee work and various other activities. So that's also pretty common in part for the course for academic library work. Perform other duties as assigned and requested. Of course, that's going to be in there so that they can kind of have an out for when they need to assign you to do some work because nobody else is available. You can't claim that you didn't agree to that. There, you put it in writing right here in the description, in the position description. Okay, required qualifications, typically a master's degree in library and information science from an ALA accredited program. That's probably who they're going to hire. I know that says typically, but I don't see them not hiring somebody with the MLIS or MLS. Undergrad or graduate degrees, certificate, background, or demonstrated interest in business, accounting, economics, or related field. A lot of times, academic libraries are actually able to get people who have 2 master's degrees, but just because you see that, I would say that still, if you were interested in this job, apply for it. Because again, a lot of these, even academic business librarians, do not have a business degree or economics or finance degree. Okay, exemplary communication skills, both written and oral. Yes, please be able to listen to people and to retain some of the information that you heard while listening to them. Demonstrated knowledge in the areas of reference sources and reference practices. You should be getting that through this program. Demonstrated knowledge of library instruction and information literacy. Those things are more optional versus required in our program, but hopefully you are still getting those as well. Proficient in Mac and Windows operating systems and commonly used productivity software such as Office and Adobe. Yeah. And Adobe products aren't always easy to use, but a lot of times you will find time on the job to do that. Maybe not a lot of times, but you often find time on the job to learn software applications. Ability to work cooperatively in a team environment, no surprises there. Preferred qualifications, 2 years of experience providing business related reference and instruction services in the academic library. Um, that's a preferred qualification. If you saw this and wanted it or something similar, go ahead and apply even if you're entry level. Demonstrated knowledge and experience of business, financial, or technical information resources such as ABI Inform. I don't know what WRDS is, but ABI Inform, Simmons Insight, Passport by Euromonitor and Simply Analytics, and knowledge in the area of building, managing, and assessing business collections. Okay, so you see that, and then also it's important to see a salary. You'll get at least $60,000, which from what I hear in LA doesn't mean too much, but hey, you can make almost 97. Well, you can make almost 100,000, almost six figures in this position. That's certainly more than I'm making. All right, so that is an ad for a business librarian for a college. Let's look at one for a public library. This is for New York Public Library. This is coming in at the librarian 3 level, so they are definitely looking for someone with experience. This is a salary range, and that's not a great salary for New York, I must say. So take note of that. A lot of times where you live is going to affect your expenses, and libraries don't always pay that well based on where people live, which is unfortunate. So it requires the master's degree. The Thomas Yoseloff Business Center provides patrons access to electronic resources, including Bloomberg terminals, comprehensive print materials and in-person programs, classes, one-on-one sessions, and offerings in the fields of personal finance and investing, small business resources, business and financial research, and career services. The Yoseloff Business Center seeks a collaborative, engaged librarian to work with a diverse body of library users, including business users, investors, or students in support of business research and entrepreneurial projects. Investors on finances and investing or career expansion. Okay. So, as you can see, there are a lot of key responsibilities here. This won't always be the case for your public business library jobs. So I do want you to keep that in mind. There is a lot going on with this one. But again, this is a librarian 3 rank. So most entry level librarians would be librarian 1. And librarian 3 is very much a lot of times they only go up to librarian 4. So a librarian 3 is somebody with an advanced skill set. They're not going to be hiring a entry level person most likely to do this work. Okay, so but the key responsibilities include providing a full complement of reference desk and frontline service in all subject areas represented by the business community. The business library in person and through virtual consultations. Provide assistance to small business owners and entrepreneurs in market research, developing business plans, etc., etc. So yes, and I know there was some fear about the business plan aspect of the final assignment here in this class. I will say that you probably, yes, will be assisting people with business plans in the Small Business Administration, SBA.gov. They actually have a business plan resource, so you might want to Google that and take a look at it. All right. Promotes use of business resources and collections through creation of discovery tools and research guides, very similar to the academic library there. Trains and assists the public and staff in the use of the library's business and financial resources using electronic databases. Teaches and develops public classes, and these public classes, even though they're really not that well attended in my experience, that doesn't mean that they aren't worthwhile. And if you have somebody who's having a hard time finding work, and that person is the only person who shows up to your business resource class, but then that person goes on to get a really good job, that's very, very rewarding. So you don't need to bring crowds and crowds of people in for your public classes. Present workshops and use of library resources, so that's something you'll probably look forward to. Provide outreach and organize public programs and business events. So yeah, you'll do programming as a business librarian, and hopefully your programming will be on the subject of business in some way, shape, or form. Provides customer assistance with the entrepreneurial and business research process. Participates in outreach through off-site community or library events. Yes, you will be going to events as a business librarian, and you will be networking. Provide reference services and resource recommendations using print media and digital resources. Assist with updates and content creation for web pages, LibGuides, and training materials. So with public libraries, yes, sometimes they will require that you have some basic web building skills in order to create this type of content. But most public libraries, well, I shouldn't say most, but a lot of public libraries still do have IT departments, and therefore don't rely extremely heavily or exclusively heavily on librarians doing content creation for web pages, or not the business librarian anyway. Hosts and provides instruction in classes for the public, visiting classes, staff, and other groups. So be a public face, be out there. Assist the assistant manager in the development, coordination, oversight, promotion, assessment, and reporting on programming and instruction activities. Serves as a liaison with colleagues across the library and coordinating research, programming, and instruction. Develops and maintains content for research guides, yada yada. You will be serving as a liaison, as we see earlier on. That's not just an academic library thing. Responsible for staff scheduling and related operations in the absence of a managing librarian, and performs related duties as required. Yeah, you gotta throw that in there. Okay, so skills and expertise to know successfully demonstrated knowledge of business, economics, or finance resources in print and digital formats. You are getting some of that digital reinforcement right now. Expertise in using and teaching business digital resources. I have that. Hopefully you'll get a chance to have that as well. Successful demonstrated public service experience with a strong commitment to public service and the ability to work well with a diverse patronage. So yes, keep in mind, and this was something that I mentioned at the beginning of class, how I'm not exactly sure how much some Midwesterners are honestly used to dealing with people with people of color. And that's something, if you ever move to the coasts and become a business librarian, please, please, please don't just be talking to people any old kind of way. Demonstrated ability to cultivate partnerships within community organizations to provide unique and entrepreneurial programs and services. So programming, and you can do partnership to make the programming happen. Experience creating and conducting a variety of innovative programs for adults. Again, programming, demonstrated oral and written communication skills, successfully demonstrate ability to work as part of a team, strong organization and planning skills, including the ability to perform multiple tasks or tasks simultaneously, strong computer and other tech-related skills, including Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Google applications. Demonstrated knowledge of computer services, including online searching, social media, reference resources, and databases. Strong organization, time management, and planning skills, including the ability to perform multiple projects or tasks simultaneously. All right. knowledge of emerging library technology service and research trends in academic and research libraries. This is a public library, so I'm not even sure why that's in there, but it's in there, and I respect it. Put some respect on it. ALA accredited master's degree in library or information science, public librarians, professional certificate issued by the state of New York, advanced degree in business related discipline, 4 to 5 years of experience as a business librarian in a public or academic library setting. All right, undergrad qualifications. Most of the time, you're not going to be asked to have a degree in business or economics for undergrad. Most of the time, you're not going to have to know a second language. This is New York, though, so that's a little different. Experience working with NYC small business community. Again, these are preferred qualifications, and you may not meet that one. Experience working with government information sources, including some knowledge of patents and trademarks. Census Bureau data, government data related to business activities and law. All right, so those are the preferred qualifications. The next things are core beliefs or core values. Be helpful to patrons. That's a no-brainer. Be resourceful. That's a no-brainer. Be curious. That's a no-brainer. Physical duties. Lifting up to 15 pounds. Yes, you may have to do that. Sitting and standing for long periods of time, and daily computer use. Again, this is full time. Again, this is about $63,000 to $69,000 per year. So in New York, maybe that's not getting you very far, but in other places, that's a pretty decent chunk of change. And then you have benefits, the good benefits, like dental insurance and 401k and vision insurance, tuition, all of that is good stuff. Okay. So that's what I had for you. Okay, I was able to keep this under 30 minutes. We're going to go ahead and stop it here, but before we do, this is my last video of the semester, so I want to thank you all for taking this course and allowing me to teach it because you took it. I was definitely wanting to teach this course and finally get a chance to actually tool the course to how I felt it should be done, as well as I also took the opportunity to, in teaching this course I also used this opportunity in teaching this class to just make everyone aware that the truth of the matter is there are a lot of graduates out there. A lot of people will be graduating. A lot of people are complaining about the availability of jobs in our field. And so this is why I encourage you all to actually pick up the skill set, is because if worse comes to worse, yes, the business librarian skill set will be one that will keep you employed, especially if you're willing to move. And I know not everybody is willing to move, and there's nothing wrong with not being willing to move. I'm just saying if you are, then the business librarian skill set will keep you employed. So that's something I want you all to consider. I just can't reiterate enough that there's going to be a lot of competition out here, but business librarianship isn't as bad or as difficult as you may think. And so I would just recommend that you all, keep this skill set handy, keep Celia Ross's book, download and keep Chris LeBeau's chapters, and be open for a business librarian entry-level job. If one of you gets one and then decides that you love it and you stick with it, then I will feel as though my instruction here is a success, although I do think that my instruction here is a success anyway, because I do think that you all know more than you did when you first came in, and it sounds like quite a few of you are confident in knowing that business librarianship is not what you want to do. And, it's okay to be honest. There's nothing wrong with that. So with that said, I am going to go ahead and get out of here, but I am, again, going to thank you all for taking the class. I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to do what I love to do. And with that said, I hope you all will take additional classes with me. I hope this is not the last time I'll see you. And, until we meet again, whether it's in another class or at a conference or whatever the case may be, please live well, live healthy, make good decisions, and prosper. That's what we want out of all of you. All right. Take care for the last time in the summer of 2021. This is Dr. Chase signing out. Peace and grace.